One, two. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Happy Tuesday evening to you. How do I sound to y'all? Y'all hear me pretty good? How you doing? Once again, happy Tuesday evening to you. Welcome to the Rich Live Show. Hey, I got some great nuggets, gems, whatever you want to call them. Please jump on in here, share the link, all right? Conversation today is going to be about consciousness and what it means to us. And not only consciousness, but intuition. We're going to talk about that, what that means. Break that down in Rich Live terms, in Coach Rich terms, all right? So, how's everybody doing? Y'all hear me okay? Now's a good time to share the link. Good evening. Shout out to my moderators who do a wonderful job. Got to acknowledge them. It's not just me, it's the whole team, everybody that's at the MSC Network. Good evening, Renee and Ronnie. Appreciate you being a part and just helping a brother out. So, if I miss your name, I'm sorry. It's because you probably greeted me before I sat down. So I like to start out with greeting everybody. Like I said, the conversation today is about consciousness versus intuition. And we're going to dive into the conversation real quick. But I want to welcome everybody. Hey, Rosie. Good evening to you. Dodie, how you doing? Good evening, user ending in 790K. Good evening, Shay, and everybody else that's getting in there. Joseph Smith, good evening to you. All right. Yes, everybody else. Shout out to you. Veronica, how you doing, Veronica? Dog had a doctor. I bet your name is Ann, right? I'm going to remember Ann. Good evening, Michelle, and everybody else. All right. Thanks for joining the Outfitter. So I want to jump in by starting out by defining what consciousness is. And the conversation today is about consciousness versus intuition. What's the difference and why is it important to be really tapped into both of them? So I want to start out by defining consciousness. All right. So my definition. Full disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist, a mental health specialist, any of that. I'm just a guy with some information. Some people call me wise. I just want to share some information with you. If this is your first time, welcome to positiveness and energy, and you're going to leave here with something to think about, all right? Very thought-provoking. So consciousness, right? To me, is very simple. I like to keep everything plain. Consciousness is just basically being present, being woke, knowing where you are, knowing what exists. What is this moment to you? Where are you in this particular moment of your life? Where you are physically, mentally, emotionally? You know, what are you conscious of? What are you aware of? What is awake in you in this particular moment? What are you conscious of? What are you aware of? And then I'm going to explain the difference between consciousness and intuition. Intuition, to me, is an example of, it's a feeling. It may not necessarily be something that has already manifested. It may not be something that's actually occurring. It's your subconscious actually connecting with your brain quicker than your imagination. It's your ability to almost visualize the future, if you will, before it actually happens. And if you're really tapped into, if you're really present, and if you're really conscious, your intuition is really strong. So I want to dive into the conversation and kind of hash it out and make it a little bit more clear. I love the fact that intuition is part of the conversation today because we're going somewhere in this journey, in this conversation. A lot of us, every single one of us that are listening has intuition. And what we do with it sometimes determines the outcome of our life. our future. Intuition, there's some people that believe in psychics. Some people believe in predictions and all that stuff. But you know what? If there's anything that I would compare to a psychic or someone that can predict the future, it would be someone that has very good consciousness and intuition. We all, every single one of us, have intuition. It's that thing that goes ahead of our brain. It's that thing that's more clear, more precise, and it gives us data a lot quicker than our own mind can process. It's the intuition. It's the hair that stands up on the back of your neck. It's that thing that tells you what to do, that you have control over turning it up or turning it down, turning it on, turning it off. Intuition is something like a computer in our body, in our brain, in our head, and it processes a lot better than the physiological side of us. So, y'all tracking? Y'all tracking? So basically, if you ever say to yourself, I knew, it's because you did. That was your intuition. I knew I shouldn't have. I knew. I felt. I thought. These are things that your intuition tells you, but a lot of times we don't listen to our intuition because it hasn't happened, and we believe we can kind of change the trajectory of our intuition. So it's like, you ever got in a relationship with somebody that you knew you shouldn't have, like you had an intuition, you had a feeling that I shouldn't have went here because they broke into my car, because these things happen. That's your intuition, and a lot of times we suppress it. So by the end of this conversation, I'm hoping that we can change the way that we look at our intuition and our consciousness, all right? So y'all tracking? All right. I want to make sure we tracking. So someone asks, good, I got a question already. I love it. Do conscious have anything to do with being aware of what you say and do? Yes. Consciousness is basically living in the moment. It's being present. It's acknowledging every second, everything that matters. For every second that passed by, you're no longer conscious of it. You just remember it. Conscious is present. Okay? Conscious is present. To me, intuition is futuristic. Conscious is now. Intuition is futuristic. So if you want to predict the future somewhat, and you're in tune with your life and understand life and understand who you are, listen more to your intuition. How you doing, Juanita? Hey, Mississippi. So basically, what I'm trying to tell us is a lot of the answers to the questions that we have is embedded in between our conscious and our intuition. Thank you so much, Jackie G. So, we spend so much time looking outside and into other people and other things and other situations and circumstances. You know what? The truth of the matter is, a lot of times your intuition gives you the answer that you may not be ready to receive. So if he's fine, or it's a great situation, it's potentially a great job, a great circumstance, if you feel that way, but your intuition tell you not to, a lot of times if you're really tapped into your conscious, your intuition will set you free. But your intuitiveness can be controlled by you. And often we turn us down. We turn our intuitions down, and we just force feed ourselves situations that we want to be tangible, we may not necessarily need. Like some of the food that we eat, intuition says that's bad for you. some of the relationships that we involve ourselves in. Intuition speaks to everything that we do. Our conscious, if we're aware, allows us to make the right decision in that moment, And you have complete control over both. Some people choose not to have a conscious. That's a whole nother conversation. So what I'm saying is a lot of times we have to be conscious, and we should be conscious of our intuition. We should be very conscious of our intuition. It's our brain superpower that gives us foresight and somewhat a predictive manner on what to expect. And if you really tap into your intuition, you can prevent yourself from a lot of crisis. You know, those of us that have been involved in bad relationship, domestic violence, narcissistic relationships, you know, people have taken from us, have taken advantage of us. We've been used. You know, we've been beat down by life. A lot of these situations, I believe, are avoidable if we just listen to our intuition. But like I say, we have the power to turn it off, and most often we do. Good evening, sexy greeter. Right? So is this conversation making sense to you? So now that I define intuition and consciousness, I want to help us get to a higher level of consciousness. Consciousness, as I defined earlier, this is my definition, is the ability to be present in every second, every moment, to be awake in what you're hearing and what you're seeing and what you're feeling. Consciousness, just fully engaged and involved. Okay? Right. So I'm going to try to help us understand that all this knowledge that you're receiving, people say knowledge is power. I'm going to push back on that a little bit. I do not believe that knowledge is power. I believe knowledge is just retention of information. I do not see knowledge as power. I see knowledge as retention of information. Knowledge becomes power when it's implemented. So you can receive as much knowledge as you want to, but if you do not apply knowledge, then you still can be powerless. Are y'all following what I'm saying? I don't leave anybody behind. So you can listen to what I'm saying every time I'm on this live, and you can take all this information. It means absolutely nothing to you. You're just retaining the information. If you do not apply it, there's no power in the information. This is why it's so important to follow your intuition. A lot of times we're scrolling through these social media apps and we're getting some great nuggets, and some people are dropping some really good gems, and we just listen. But we don't apply anything, but we expect greater results because we're taking in information. And this is why you need to be conscious and aware and awake in the moment that you're receiving the information, and then apply the information. Because your intuition is telling you what to do, but laziness makes us turn it down. I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to somebody. Hey, how you doing, Mom? How you doing, Silver Fox? Yvette, good to see you. Everybody else, make sure you are sharing the link and getting everybody involved. I'm going to help some people, including myself, and I'm going to help us get to a higher level of consciousness. And there's some simple steps that we can take. One of the things we can start doing to get to a higher level of consciousness is be very, very, very intentional on the input. the input, the INPUT, the input. Okay? What do you mean by the input? What are you allowing to come inside? Is it foolishness? Is it rhetoric? Is it bad news? How are you seeing the world? What are you allowing? Who's feeding you? What are you listening to? Who problems are you absorbing? Okay? Who life you trying to fix? Like where are you that you should not be? What kind of input is coming in? And this is how we get to a higher level of consciousness, by doing an audit. You're going to hear me say that word a lot, an audit. I'm doing that right now with myself. Every quarter, every 3 to 4 months, I do a self-audit. I look at my life, my personal life. I look at my business. I look at my health. And I start saying to myself, what do I need to get rid of? How do I do an audit? Because by getting rid of things that I no longer need, that no longer serves me, if it's no longer serving you, it is taking power away from you if it's still in your life. This is how we get to a higher level of consciousness. Life only can exist in a 24-hour period for a human being. What does that mean? That means that we have to remove some things off of our plate so that we can receive some other things. But in order to remove those things, you have to have a higher level of consciousness. But not only that, you have to believe in your intuition, especially if you understand the hierarchy of life. Y'all tracking? Yeah, y'all need to write. Y'all should be writing this down. This is some good stuff. So by getting to a higher level of consciousness, it really keeps you tapped into the universe. It really allows you to remind yourself of who you are and what your purpose is and how you should be operating. And it aligns itself with your purpose, and that your happiness is embedded in your purpose. But listen, a lot of us are trying to elevate to the next level. In order to go up, we must go in. In order to go up, we must go inside first. So you cannot necessarily elevate if you do not evaluate. So let's make sure that we go inside. What's inside your heart? What's inside your head? You know what I'm saying? Let's go inside. Because in order to go up, I believe we must tap in first. And a lot of us are trying to get to the next level without tapping in to the level that we are on right now, making us better from the inside so that we can level up. So if you feel like you're stuck and you have a low level of consciousness, it's because you're looking at the outside and not the inside. Hopefully I'm helping somebody. Good evening to you, Daryl, and everybody else. Yeah. So let me read some of these comments. Joanne Wimmer, how are you doing? Veronica says, as in dead weight. Yes. So you got to start moving stuff off your plate. You're not going to get any more time in a day than anybody else. So when you look at these millionaires, when you look at these people on television and all these influencers around the world, no one gets more time in a day than you. What are you doing with it? When you start getting rid of the dead weight, you find room for good, positive stuff to happen. You also find a way to get to a higher level of consciousness. Audit, self-audit is the easiest way to get to a higher level of consciousness. Okay? So let's get rid of some dead weight. All right? So here's another thing that we can do. Understand that I don't care how much information that we're receiving. All right? Until we implement something that we received, our life almost always remains the same, or it goes down or backwards. So you can receive as much information. I call them laboratory rats because we stay in the laboratory too long and we're just receiving data, information, receiving information, retaining information. But people will pass you by. Life will pass you by if you do not apply the information that you have. So I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how many degrees. There's some people with PhDs, 2 doctorates, this and that. I don't care what you have. If you're not applying it, they'll pass you. So what is it that you're sitting on? What is it that you know? What is it that you possess? What kind of information did you run across? What kind of life experiences do you have embedded into your mind? What kind of information do you have? Are you a library that has yet to apply themselves so that they can change the outcome? See, you got the input, but if you don't have the output, and you only have the input, then you're just information rich and life poor. Say that for the people in the back. So the key word is going to be apply. I'm helping us get to a higher level of consciousness. Okay? Audit. Because before you go up, you must go inside. And then the second one is you must apply what you know. Apply what you have learned. Don't be the king and queens of all this information and education and go to all these conferences and go to all these seminars and pay for all these things. This information probably can change your life. The reason your life may have not changed because you are yet to apply, to make it applicable. Apply it. So many people are walking encyclopedias, walking dictionaries, walking degree holders. And then you wonder why the man or woman next to you are doing so much better than you, because they're taking, and they may have less information than you, but they're applying what they have. This, my friends, I'm telling you, gets you to the highest level of consciousness. It gets you to a higher level. And then the third one is really easy. The third one is really easy. At night before you go to bed. Did you know that as we get sleepy, that we begin to disconnect from our consciousness? That's why I call it sleep. Unconscious. So as you get sleepy and you get ready to fall asleep, your mind begins to detach most often from its own consciousness. This is when you come in and you pour new information and you start to manifest the greatness of what your expectations are into you, what you listen to before you go to bed, what you say to yourself, what you're reading. This is why people read before they go to sleep. If it's something positive, if it's something manifesting that you want for your life, the best time to input it is when your current consciousness begin to detach itself from your current awareness, your current state. What does that mean? That means that if you're not overly stressed, most people are calm and relax and begin to detach from their daily activities right before they sleep. So this is an opportunity that you could use to pour in and give yourself greater input. And you know what happens when you replace new data with old data? The old data purges itself. So how cool is that? That is really easy. So start replacing the energy that you had throughout the day that may have been negative, when you begin to detach consciously from your day, that's when you attach the good stuff. And eventually, all the negative stuff won't have room. That's only, imagine your life as a pie on a scale. It's only so much that fits in that pie. And we call it time. So if a pie was time, it was 24 hours. Imagine as you removing things, you're putting or replacing it with something greater than what it was before, leaving no room for it to come back. All right? And moderators, put the 3 in there. Y'all, let me see if y'all paying attention. What's the 3 things? So let's start working on exercising a higher level of consciousness and understand that if it's only 24 hours a day, it's only 52 weeks in a year and 365 days. Every single human being that walks this planet has the same thing. The only difference is how they're applying their information compared to how you apply your information. That's it. Thanks, Renee. You're on point. Input, audit, apply. Be careful what you receive in. Do an audit and apply the information that you receive. This is so important. These are easy things that could start changing the trajectory of your life immediately. And understand that this is how you get to a higher level of consciousness. Things will begin to turn you off once you do a correct audit. Like phone calls that you typically receive with bad data, bad information, people just want to gossip, like that stuff will begin to be unattractive to you. So watch the input. Watch the input. Get rid of the dead weight. And I'm not saying that, to be funny, but get rid of the dead weight because it creates room for more good, for better. This is how we get to higher levels of consciousness. So feel free to ask some questions, hopefully. Thanks, Ronnie. Input, audit, and apply. Think about all the knowledge that you have. You didn't lose any. The information that you learned from elementary school and the information that you have now, it all becomes applicable. How do I know? Because almost all of us have been burned by an iron or something hot at a young age. How is it that at the age of 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, we still know that what we touched when we were a kid that was hot, how do we still know? So I'm saying that to say that we still have the information. You're applying it in that sense. I'm saying, how cool would it be if you applied everything that you learned, if you start taking that data and making it applicable to your current life and your current situation, you'll have more information than you think, and you won't have to pay anyone for another course. Take all the hardships, all the pain, everything that you've learned, everything you learned involuntarily. See, that's the best education. Unfortunately, triumph and pain are our greatest teachers. Even though we don't want to go through the pain, even though we don't want to go through the hurt, even though we don't want to go through the shame, they are the biggest teachers. So if you go back and collect all that data from everything you learned, you may not need the help that you believe that you need. So in order to go up, you got to go where? In. In order to go up, you got to go in. So think about that, right? So let's have a higher level of consciousness and let's pay attention to our intuition. Intuition, in my opinion, it is our ability to be very predictive. It's a feeling you have no control over. The brain is tied to the gut. This is why we say, I have a gut feeling. So when you have a gut feeling, it's tied to the head. The brain is tied to the stomach. Right? So the enzymes is tied to the brain. So when you feel something, you feel it in your gut. I got a gut feeling. That's called intuition. But you can correct that gut feeling by making it go away and still move forward. That's you ignoring your intuition. How much do you believe in you? How much do you believe yourself? Yes. Thanks, Ronnie. So I got a question. I'm gonna answer this question. What about something told me? That's an intuition. That's an intuition. Something told me. That's an intuition. I knew intuition. It means that you already had the data, but you move forward anyway. When you start finding yourself, like you're taking a risk and you're taking a chance on people that you felt like were going to let you down, it means that your intuition had already given you that data, but you overrode the data of intuition. But if you had a higher level of consciousness, you would have listened to your intuition. Hopefully I answered that question, Renee. Y'all share this for somebody that might be able to be helpful. All right. Hey, Miss Freeman, Miss Inez. All right, good. I'm glad that I can help. Please ask your questions now, man. This is a great conversation. These are gems that literally work. It's on you. I'm just sharing the tools that I have used. And when I had a low level of consciousness, meaning I was just really not tapped in, I was just really not aware, because I wasn't focused. And my intuition, the less focused you are, the less your intuition works. But you're going to always have intuition. You're going to always have a gut feeling. You're going to always talk to yourself, but you can always turn yourself down. See, a lot of us ignore the good intuition and forego it anyway and deal with the pain later. That's a fact. But then when the intuition tells you to do something great or go after something promising for you, that's when you control it the most. Sometimes your intuition is so radical that you don't believe it, good or bad. Hopefully I'm helping somebody. So I'm going to recap the conversation, give y'all a second to digest what I'm saying. Understand that, we think intuition and we think consciousness is like some spaceship, out of this universe type deal. Some people think it's religious or spiritual. At the end of the day, it's your subconscious mind that is smarter than your current mind. And it's your computer, your internal computer ability to process faster than you can. And what it does is intuition goes out, get the data and brings it back. But you already have it. It gave it to you first. Intuition. That's the hair standing up on back of the neck, right? That's the intuition. And then it goes out and get more data and it comes back and it just goes and it comes back. And it's trying to get you to do something. It doesn't know what to do, but it's just giving you the information. What you do with it, you have to own the responsibility that comes with it. But intuition works. It gets weaker. It gets weaker when you don't pay as much attention to it. It's like you self-teach yourself to not listen to yourself. And then you get used to not listening to yourself. And then the more you get used to not listening to you and your intuition, the more you begin to listen to outside influences that may not be in your best interest. All right, Rosie said, I've gotten that gut feeling a lot from the same person. So I said to myself, I have to go the other way. Absolutely. Your intuition, it doesn't switch up on you. Thank you, Renee. Your intuition, it's not going to change on you. It is the most honest opinion of yourself that you have, your intuition. I didn't say what you believe about you. I'm not talking about that. Your intuition is the most honest thing. Your gut, that burning fire that's telling you to move in a positive way or be careful because something may not go well. The best way to turn up your intuition is with a higher level of consciousness. Let you process it. How you doing, Bruni? Right. So tap into yourself. If you want to elevate, if you want to go up, you got to go in first. Go inside. There's no cheating. You're not going to, the system is not going to break for you. This is the process to leveling up as an individual. You know, you can catch the lotto and still not level up. You can become a millionaire by inheritance and still not level up. So in order to be a better version of yourself, to become a better person, you need a higher level of consciousness. But in order to get a higher level of consciousness, you got to dive on the inside. You got to come on in and connect. Connect with your own conscious. Thanks, Stephanie. So feel free. How you doing, Vera? So think about these gems that I'm leaving out there. I use them myself before I go to sleep at night. I'm always replacing. Remember, think of our life as a pie. We're speaking mathematically. If you were a pie and you took a piece of pie out because it was rotten, if I leave it empty, whatever comes in can come in if I don't replace it with something good. So imagine your life as a pie and you took a rotten piece out, like a triangle piece of the pie, a fraction. Replace it so it's still a full pie, but replace that rotten piece with a greater piece, with a gooder piece. Yes. Yes, Leslie, I do. I do. I'm gonna give you an example. For those people who I see on TikTok, I see some of y'all. I see some of y'all on TikTok late night. This is a good way to calm the brain if you're a social media addicted person. I'm on social media. Well, I'm a scroller. I don't really connect or conversate. But if you're on TikTok or social media late at night, it affects you. It affects your brain. It affects your momentum. It affects your mood. It affects your belief system. So, how about if you're going to be there, why don't you scroll through something that will replace something negative? Because remember, as you get sleepy, you begin to detach from your consciousness, leaving room to replace it with something good. So as you begin to detach because you're sleeping, your brain is calming, you're getting more sleepier, guess what? Go to a higher level of consciousness by watching the input. So if you start inputting meditating type stuff, calmness, positiveness, the right kind of energy, you are replacing negative energy with positive energy. Therefore, your level of consciousness has now escalated a little bit more. And it may not have enough room for the negative stuff that left to come back because it's been replaced with something positive. So if you're going to be on social media and you like laughing and you like the funniness and the pranks and people laughing and the DJ loud, as you get ready to wind down, change the energy. The brain holds information more than you can imagine. This is why people with dementia and Alzheimer's could still remember from their childhood. They still have the information. So be careful on what you're inputting, because you may feel like it's toxic. What you're watching, somebody fighting, somebody being taken advantage of, or, whatever it is, you may say that it's them, not me. But your consciousness is awake. So therefore you are receiving, and there's input that is going into you. You don't believe me? Play a banging song with a lot of thump, a lot of bass, a lot of energy really fast, and watch that you'll drive faster. Your feet will get heavier because the influence of your consciousness is based on the song that you're playing. If you play jazz, you cruise. I don't care what environment you're in. If you're playing something smooth, you move based on the input that your consciousness is receiving. This is why in a football game or sport activity, when a score is made, everybody jumps and scream and yell because it's a higher level of consciousness, higher level of input. So that driving thing is true. If you struggling with speeding tickets, you better play some neo soul and some jazz. Be careful. Subliminally, we behave based on the energy that we receive. You ever watch something where somebody is going to fall, you bite your lip or you cringe? That's because the input is affecting our consciousness. But if you don't watch them hit the ground, it's because your intuitiveness told you what was going to happen. So you scrolled before they actually hit the ground. Man, y'all better write that one down. Input is everything. It affects our consciousness. I got a friend named Dre. He's a Jamaican guy. He loves the music I play. He said, "You play conscious music, man. Conscious music." Forgive my Jamaican accent. But he called it conscious music because everything I play has a conscious message. Thank you, 42nd Street. Yeah, so how you doing? All right. So basically, listen. If you're going to be watching social media, make sure it's a positive conscious. If you're listening to music, a lot of people love to come here on Saturday because it's intentional. I'm playing music with conscience. I'm not playing anything that's going to make someone depressed. I'm consciously catering to a vibe of consciousness. I'm being very intentional. So if you haven't been here on a Saturday night, man, it's a great time. Y'all better ask the people. So listen, Yvette, Ms. Freeman, Evelyn, everybody that's on the website, Willie Bryant, listen, ask your questions. I got a few more minutes, man. I'm loving this conversation. I hope, hey, moderators, can you put the 3 things back in the chat for those people that may have logged on late? We're speaking about consciousness and intuition, and they're both are very important factors in our life. You know, most of us get taken advantage of when we lack, LACK, consciousness. The less conscious you are, the lower your intuition is. So remember, input, audit, and apply. That's right, Lady CK. Make sure y'all check out Lady CK tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Rosie said, yes, we love Saturday night. Yeah, it's all about consciousness, man. I'm being intentional. Speaking about music, right? Anybody ever heard of music theory? I think I do so well as a DJ because I'm somewhat of a musician as well, but I understand the concept of music theory. Music theory is the level of consciousness based on the tones and the frequencies of the tones. So I'm not going to get too deep for those people that may not understand music theory or reading music or writing music, things of that nature. There are songs that I play that have what you call major chords. Like, Richard, do you pay attention? I do pay attention. Most of the songs that I play are going to have major chords. Why major chords? Because major chords are typically scaled up and they make you feel good. The minor chords you find mostly in sad songs. Think about that. So I'm very conscious on the instrumentation and also the words that are being said in the song because it appeals to people's consciousness. I'm being careful of what I'm inputting into the listeners. That's pretty deep. So if you're driving fast, if it's an upbeat music, if it's an upbeat song, it's probably a major chord fast. And if you feel good and you're playing slow music, it's probably a major chord played slow. I hope I'm helping somebody. Yes, yes, yes. So ask your question. So listen, remember about the information, man. I don't care how often that you're listening to information. Information and knowledge is not power unless it's applied. Information and knowledge that's not applied is just information. All right? Whatever you have learned today or any of these shows that you've watched that I've done or anyone else in this organization have done, it is great information. They're great gems, great nuggets. Listen, if you just change the channel and you don't apply any of this information or any of this knowledge, it means absolutely nothing. It is in the library of your life. You want to be a beast? Apply what you have learned. Apply life lessons. Apply education. Apply information. Apply these things before you go outside. Go inside. Anybody hear the cliche, you have everything you need to get everything you want? That is not just a cliche. It is real. Good evening. How you doing, Tampa? Good to see you. Hey, Mr. Campbell. Yes. So don't forget, yeah. We're here every Tuesday, every Saturday. Tuesdays at 7, Saturdays at 8. Man, it's a great time. So, hey, think about the conversation that we had. I appreciate all the gifts and everybody that's tapping the screen. Rosie said, Music Theory 100. Some great gems. Appreciate tonight. Yes, yeah, that's Music Theory 101, Rosie. I'm very intentional. Even on this song that I'm playing. This song? That's me playing the piano. That's me on the keys. That's me on the drums. I produced this track, and I think it's in the A. It's an A. No, it's a B major. I don't read music. I play by ear. The moral of the story is most of the music that I produce are in minor or major chords, and flats. But that's intentional because it's the feel good frequencies that make us feel good. So y'all learning some gems right here. Right? So at the end of the day, listen, I want to make us all great by just sharing this information. I'm not a gatekeeper. Hopefully, I'm saying something, doing something to make you guys feel good. Try to raise your level of consciousness because it could save you a lot of time. It could save you a lot of money. It could save you a lot of pain and heartache because the higher your consciousness is, the stronger your intuition is. Take that with you. Take that with you. In order to elevate, in order to go to the next level, if you want to go up, you have to go inside first. Ain't no way around it. Like I say, there's millionaires, there's people that are doing better than me financially. You know, I don't care. But at the end of the day, if they didn't go in, they didn't necessarily go up. They may have went up financially, but they still may be struggling because they never went inside. All right. So moving forward, tomorrow or tonight when you go to bed, try this exercise. If you must be on social media, and I'm going to be looking, and I'm going to see y'all. Y'all see me on social media at night. Say what's up. I want to know what you're doing. But listen, most importantly, watch the input. That's the message. Watch the input. Okay? What are you inputting? And remember, you began to detach from your consciousness late at night or right before you go to bed. If you're going to be on social media or if you're going to be doing something, read a book, read a Bible, or search something if you're on social media that's going to feed your level of consciousness so that you can grow and replace the negative things that you just detached from. They cannot come back because you've replaced them. It's no more room for them. Okay? That's the assignment for tonight. Go to sleep. Right before you go to bed, pour some positive input into your head. Physiologically, your body and mind will begin to respond conducive to what you just poured in. It's like baking a cake. When you start to smell it, you start to desire it. Period. Do an audit. I use that word almost every show. Do an audit. Get rid of the waste so we can make room for good stuff in its place. All the knowledge that you've received from your childhood to now, you are a walking literature lab. You are a walking library. Please tap into your knowledge and apply it. Your life will change immensely. Immensely, I promise you, okay? Until the next time. Hey, listen, thank you. Stand by. I like to end on a good note. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this song. Y'all like this song? I'm gonna have somebody write to this song. Music, you hear? Where's music, my artist? Start this tonight, Pearl. Music, you hear? I'm gonna have music sing to this. You want this track, music? I made this song in 2013. That's when I made this song. All right, so stand by. I like this song. Yeah, I want to leave y'all with this. Yeah, so I love this track. One day I'm going to have a show and I'm just going to play all the music I ever written, produce, whatever the case is, and we can enjoy it. Y'all enjoyed this conversation? Please let me know if you're enjoying this conversation. And most importantly, let me know what you would like me to talk about. Music, that's right. Music says she want this song. So music, you better sing this song. And I'm going to play it on the show. So that's it, music. This is your song. All right. So y'all enjoy. As always, I appreciate you, Tampa, Lady CK, Vera, please. Deborah said, pour positive input into my life for good results. I come on at 7 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday. All right. So listen, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good week. Tomorrow's going to be a great day. Remember, junk in, junk out. Trash in, trash out. Remember, what we input is what we produce. All right? Let's be careful what we allow in. Watch your input. Do your audits. Get rid of the waste and apply all the knowledge that you have. Have a beautiful day. Love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Mr. Campbell says, I came on at the end, but what I did get was great, as always. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, sisters, all my kings and queens. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Have a great evening. Don't leave until you hear this song right here.
Okay. I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say. The sun is shining down on me. Birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day. In every single way. The God who made the universe knows me by my name, so it's a good day. Baby in my arms, walking through the neighborhood, living in the present, not what I shoulda or could. I remember back when I was low as a rug. Now I'm standing up, look at what my father does, turning all things new, gray skies blue. Hear the church say, won't he do it? I know he's got my back. That's why I'm singing that I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say, sun is shining down on me, birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day in every single way.
Good night to you, Silver Fox. The name of this song is called Good Day.
So it's a good day. It's a good day.
No, it's great.
Everything I prayed for didn't come in late.
It's by Frank Forrest.
I didn't have to wait. Ask me if you love me, you didn't hesitate. Turning all things new, gray skies blue. Hear the church saying, won't he do it? I know he's got my back. That's why I'm singing that. I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say. Sun is shining down on me, birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day.
Okay, Pearl.
Every single way.
Pray that your procedure goes well. We're praying for you, okay?
The universe knows me by my name, so it's a good day.
You're welcome. You got it. You're going to be okay. Don't worry about it. You know who the master is. Good night, everyone. Love you guys. Till the next time. See you Saturday. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the new radio personality on the MSC Network, the one and only Lady CK. You doing a really good job, Lady CK. See you tomorrow.
I see the kids, them running on by. Got that girl in the summer dress with the sunshine smile. I hear the birds, they're whistling in the trees. Oh, it's like they know how I feel. Busy bee watching the world, sitting at the side of the curb. Busy bee watching the world singing. Left my home and I flew east over North Sea. Life's just beginning, I'm breaking free. On the night streets with the sun on my back, yeah, yeah. Knock for Ruben, come kill some time on the heron grab. Busy bee watching the world, sitting at the side of the curb. The busy bee watching the world, singing. This is how it feels when a good day comes along. This is how it feels when a good day comes along. The sun is out, so come and get a glimpse. It's here for all of us, so come and warm your skin. Now on the night street, soon we'll be back on track. The knock knock for Ruben, come and kill some time on the heron crack. Busy bee watching the world, seeing all on the boys and the girls. You're busy bee, haven't you heard? Yeah, this is how it feels when a good day comes along. This is how it feels when a good day comes along. This is how it feels when a good